Hi, my name is Rita Trotter, founder of the Health and Fitness Coach. Welcome to the Health Collective podcast, where we talk everything body, business, balance, and being for busy women looking to take control of their health, weight, and body for good. Enjoy today's episode. Hey, and welcome to today's episode of the Health Collective podcast. Lovely to have you all here. And let's get straight into it. Today, we are talking about sleep. How often do you get a full 8 hours sleep and still feel tired? How often do you not get 8 hours sleep? How often are you working on, 5, 6 hours, maybe 7 at a push? But even when you do get that sleep, it's either interrupted, it feels unrestful. You wake up and still feel like your energy is depleted. And this is something that is really common for women, but especially women who are sort of post 30, 35, going all the way into sort of 60, 65, 70. Why is it that we wake up every morning and we feel as exhausted as we did the previous day? Why is it that, back in our 20s, we had the energy to do anything we wanted? We had the energy to push us through late nights, long work days, and now we barely have the energy to get off the sofa when we're watching Netflix. So there's a few different areas that we're going to discuss today, but this is really my top 10 tips to get the highest amount of energy and the best quality sleep so that you can actually perform at a higher level in all areas. And that includes work, relationships, and of course, my favorite subject, your body and health. Because bad sleep equals no willpower, and willpower equals success, right? Have you ever heard of the marshmallow study? Now, the marshmallow study was done a few decades back, and it essentially took a group of children and it gave them each of them a marshmallow. Let's say it was 10 children. I can't remember the exact number. And each child was given by the scientists conducting the experiment, as it were, one marshmallow. And they would say, okay, you can either eat the marshmallow right now, and that's it. Or if you wait until I come back, I'll give you an extra marshmallow, so you'll have 2. The scientists wouldn't tell the child how long it would take for them to come back. They basically said, right, you either have 1 marshmallow now and you get no more, or you wait until I return and you double your number of marshmallows. So they studied these children, and the children who essentially gave in to instant gratification, so basically said, screw the waiting game, I'm going to eat the marshmallow right now. Those children years later were doing worse across the board in pretty much every area. The children that had the willpower, the sticking power, the ability to see long term past the initial gratification of give me sugar now, the children that were able to wait and have the marshmallow when the scientists came back, so they doubled their rewards essentially, were doing progressively better in finances, career, relationships, health. Essentially, it proves that if you're able to stay in control of your choices and not give in to instant gratification, your life will be better. Everything will be more successful. And that is completely based on the energy that you have to be able to stay in control. So bad sleep not only equals no willpower, but it also equals little success in every area. So first tip number 1 is, if you haven't got something already, I highly recommend tracking your sleep patterns and performance. There are lots of different products out there. I'm not here to say one is any better than the other, but a lot of you who know me and my clients will know that I use an Oura ring. Now, an Oura ring, I should say, is fantastic for tracking all sorts of all sorts of things. If you're going through a cycle still, even if they're really intermittent, even if you're going through perimenopause and it's a bit all over the place, the Aura Ring will really help you track when you're about to start a cycle. It actually measures temperature and body performance to understand, even if your cycle is completely out of rhythm, when you're about to go into a cycle and what you should expect from that. So it tracks for women their entire cycle, their ovulating period, their increases in temperature, mood fluctuations, all sorts. For what I'm talking about right now as well, it obviously tracks your sleep, but it tracks it in different levels. Now, like I say, there's all sorts of products out there that track your sleep. I found the Aura Ring to be probably one of the most accurate in the sense of it's tracking different elements of your sleep. So for instance, when I started using it, I discovered that I was spending barely any time in REM sleep. You should be spending at least an hour and a half in REM sleep. And I was maybe 30 minutes in there. So of course I was feeling exhausted and unrefreshed when I woke up. So what it will do is it will help you work out why your REM sleep is so limited in time if you're not getting it, and actually give you tips along the way during the day to help you get into a better state so that you have a deeper, more relaxed sleep. Because what you'll also find with a lot of people is they suddenly go into deep sleep, or they go into REM sleep right before they're about to wake up. And when you do that, you're essentially telling your body two different patterns. So when you wake up, your body actually wants to be in this deep state. So this is where something that can help you track these different sleep rhythms really comes into play. So I suggest the Aura Ring, but like I say, there are millions of other products out there. Feel free to find one that works for you, but I highly recommend that that's the first thing that you want to start doing. So that's top tip number one. Top tip number two is probably the most important, which is find a rhythm. You want to go to bed, and I cannot stress this enough, at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. Now, for instance, me, I go to bed at 9 o'clock. Now, a lot of you will be saying, oh, that's boring. Why would you go to bed at 9 o'clock? That's when I get to watch movies. That's when I get to have a glass of wine. Everything fun happens after 9 p.m. Well, guess what? If you want to be successful in various different areas of your life, but especially your health and body, then there are certain things that you're going to have to choose. And my choice is that I'd rather go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5 a.m. feeling amazing and refreshed and have a really productive day than stay up for an extra 2 hours to watch rubbish on TV that doesn't serve my goals. See, I'm very, very clear on what I want in life. And there are pretty much three things. I want to grow and expand my business and serve more clients. I want to spend time with my husband, and I want to spend time with my kids. That's it. Nothing else is particularly important to me. Watching Netflix isn't particularly important to me. Having a glass of wine isn't particularly important to me. And the people that make that choice, that this is important to me, and therefore I'm going to sacrifice all of those other things that actually don't serve my life, those are the people that do amazing in their health, their body, their careers, whatever it might be. So sometimes you've got to make that choice. So whatever it is, right? I'm not saying it has to be 9 o'clock for you, but I'm saying whenever you go to bed, it needs to be the same time every night, and you need to wake up at the same time, because your body, you probably all heard the phrases circadian rhythms, but essentially what your body needs to do is understand a pattern that it can then produce the right hormones and chemicals for. So if you're going to bed at 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, 9 o'clock, 10, 2 in the morning, your body has absolutely no idea when to start producing the correct chemicals and hormones that allow you to get into a deep sleep state. Your body, just when you wake up and it produces certain chemicals and hormones to wake you up, your body also produces chemicals and hormones to send you to sleep. But if it doesn't know when to do that, you're essentially trying to get your body to put you into a deep state of sleep immediately without helping it at all. You're hindering it. So creating that rhythm so that your body can get into a state where it says, okay, for me, it's probably about 8:30, right? I'm going to start to ramp up those chemicals and hormones. So by the time I'm in bed at 9, I'm ready to pass out immediately. So I get the best quality and quantity of sleep I can. That's super important. So you have to find a rhythm that works for you. And like I say, even if it's at 11 o'clock at night, make sure it's 11 o'clock every single day. This is how your body works itself into a rhythm. And I know a lot of you will be saying, well, all the fun stuff happens after 9, or all the fun stuff happens after 10. I get to go to the pub or the bar. Well, yeah, great stuff does happen. What's most important in your life? That's my question. Like I just said, for me, the 3 things that are most important, and going to bed at 9 o'clock helps me serve those 3 things. Being in the best shape that I can helps me serve those 3 areas. Staying up till 11 watching Netflix and Happy Valley with a bottle of wine doesn't help me serve those goals. So why would I spend time on it? I'm a minimalist. Do what is right for your goals, and everything else is noise. It can be left. So that's number 2. Number 3, sleep in a cold room. If it's too hot, consider new covers or a lighted tog duvet, something like that. Most people are sleeping in rooms which are too hot. We are designed to sleep in a cooler environment. It allows our body to function in a correct way. It allows our body to regulate metabolism, to regulate hormone production, to regulate digestion. It allows our body to do what it is evolutionary designed to do. So that's top tip number 3, is sleep in a cold room, or at least something that is not boiling hot. So when I say cold room, I mean sort of around, for me, about 16, 17 degrees, something like that in Celsius. In Fahrenheit, I do not know that off the top of my head. Anybody who knows that in Fahrenheit, maybe it's around 65, 66, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, please do. But sleep in a cold room, that's what your body is designed to do. Stop trying to be overly comfortable and look at what you're using. If you get too hot at night, look at different duvet, different blankets, covers, whatever you sleep under. Top tip number 3, don't be on a mobile phone or in bright lights 1 hour before you sleep. Did I say number 3? Top tip number 4, I mean. So 1 hour before sleep, get rid of the mobile, get rid of bright lights, anything like iPads, those kind of screens. Make sure that you're completely away from them. So the lights in mobile phones and screens, you've probably heard of it as blue light. So this light is designed to stimulate the brain, right? Have you ever watched a screen or seen kids watch a screen and they're absolutely hooked? Well, there are certain essentially certain patterns in the light that actually stimulate the brain and the nervous system, which make us want to do more and more and more. It actually essentially tries to overstimulate the brain. And I know that a lot of you will be sitting there going, well, sometimes I fall asleep in front of a movie. Yes, absolutely you do, but that's because your body is tired, not because your brain is not stimulated. Have you ever come across a toddler who gets so overly stimulated and then they pass out, right? They get into that. If you're a mum, even if your kids are 20 or 25 now, you probably remember those stages where the kids would just go absolutely insane. You couldn't do anything to stop them. They were so overly stimulated that nothing would stop other than white noise or a complete tight grip of a cuddle or blackout, something like that. It's because the brain was so overstimulated by data that it couldn't function properly anymore. Happens with you as well. So you might fall asleep in front of your mobile or in front of a screen, But that doesn't mean your brain is not stimulated. It just means that you're physically asleep, but your brain is still going. It's not resting. So of course you wake up feeling sluggish and low in energy. So you have to get rid of that mobile phone and bright lights at least an hour before sleep. Number 5, sleep in a completely dark room. So no lights, no lamps. I suggest a blackout curtain if you can get one, something that really just blacks out everything. So you want to sleep in a completely dark room. This is how, again, we are designed to sleep. Before electricity, before street lamps and bedside table lamps, we slept in complete darkness other than a slight moonlit glow. That was it. So I highly suggest training your environment so that it matches that state, so that you're completely blacked out of any ambient street lights, anything at all outside. So completely dark room takes you back to how you're meant to be, blackout curtains if you can get them. Number 6, you have to have a good mattress and pillows. That is not a question. It is an absolute non-negotiable that you must have a good mattress and pillows. Now, there's lots on the market. There's loads of different things out there. I quite like Performa Sleep. So have a little look at them. Performa Sleep, Performa Sleep. But there's also things like the Emma mattress, all sorts of things. I quite like Performa as a recommendation purely because it's not outrageously expensive, because so many mattresses out there are unbelievably expensive. But you need to have a good mattress, good pillows that support you in the right way, a pillow that doesn't hold your neck too high or that you're too flat. You want to be neutral. So if I asked you right now to stand up in a neutral spine position where your head is just in line with neck, in line with back, in line with hips, if you lay down, that's exactly how your body should be. Your neck should not suddenly tip back or tip forward. It should be in a complete neutral posture alignment. So make sure that you have a pillow that allows you to do that, not too high, not too low, and a really good mattress. Like I say, it needs to be something firm enough to hold you and keep your posture correctly. I quite like Performa, but there's loads of different ones out there. Lots of mattress companies are available. Another thing I would say, do not drink. This is top tip number 7. Do not drink caffeine after 12 p.m. That's noon. Okay. And you're probably sitting there going, geez, seriously? Like noon? No coffee after that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? Because caffeine has a half-life. So everything has a half-life where you enact on it, do it, use it, eat it, drink it, whatever it might be. Everything has a half-life where you use it at a particular time and then it stays or lasts or it remains in the system for an amount of time afterwards. And the caffeine half-life is 5 hours. So imagine you have a coffee at 3 p.m. Well, at 8 p.m., that caffeine's still in your system. You're not winding down. Imagine you have a coffee at, 4:30 to get through the last hour of the day of work. That caffeine is still in your system at 9:30 at night. So do not drink caffeine after 12 o'clock, because if the caffeine half-life is 5, you need to have it fully out of your system way before you attempt to go to sleep. Otherwise, you're never going to be in a good situation in terms of your health, in terms of your ability to de-stress, to de-wind when it comes to your evening routine. Number 8, exercise and get movement every day so that you are actually tired at night. The number of people that come to me, the number of clients, and look, if you ever want to discuss this, by the way, you know where I am. The link to booking a call with me is in the details. It's just a 15-minute phone call where we can talk about anything and everything in terms of your goals. It's a really concise chat to find out exactly what you want and how you could get there. So if you ever want to talk about this on a more specific level, either message me or book in a phone call straight away. Why delay? But one of the things that I hear so many people say is, well, I get to 9 o'clock at night and I'm not tired. It's because you haven't done anything. Yes, you've worked your ass off. Don't get me wrong. I get that. You've worked a lot. You probably dealt with kids. You probably dealt with life and house admin, but you haven't moved. Your body hasn't exercised. You haven't expended physical energy. So if you don't get exercise and movement every single day, you're not going to be tired. And I don't mean go to the gym every day and lift weights. That's not what I'm saying. But you should be going for 10,000 steps every day. So for me, 10,000 steps is basically a walk for an hour and a half. So I split it up. I do 30 minutes in the morning. I do 30 minutes at lunch, 30 minutes in the evening. I've done 10,000 steps. That's it. If I do that, then I'm getting my metabolism on track, but I'm also getting my body into a rhythm of saying, you know what, if you sleep, it's necessary because you're moving. If your body's going, you're not doing anything with me, why would I pass out? Obviously, you're going to be stuck in a cycle of bad sleep and feeling low in energy when you wake up. Yes, you want to exercise as well. And whatever that means for you, whether it's Zumba or whether it's weightlifting or spinning or jogging or aerobics classes or YouTube, we provide our own bespoke workouts specifically for women going through the menopause. So if you ever want to, join up as a client and join the tribe, then you'll get workouts directly given to you, specific for you. But whatever it is, make sure that you move every day so that you're actually tired at night. Number 9, top tip number 9, we're almost there at the end. Get sunshine on your face immediately upon waking. Now, caveat, I know that if you are waking up and it's dark outside, this doesn't work. So as soon as the sun comes up, this is the caveat, as soon as the sun comes up, get outside and get sunshine on your face and your skin. I don't care if it's 4 degrees outside. I don't care if it's, what is 4 degrees? Maybe like 40, 44 Fahrenheit, something like that. It doesn't matter what temperature it is. You need to get sun on your face and your skin as soon as humanly possible. In the summer, or as the days get longer and it's light when you wake up at 5, 6 in the morning, go immediately outside. I don't care, just put on a dressing gown, go straight outside and get sun on your face and on your skin. At the moment, if that's not possible, as soon as the sun comes up, go outside and get that sunshine. Just for 5 minutes. I'm not talking about for an hour, just for 5 minutes, because that immediately tells your body that it's now a new day. Your body will immediately respond with producing certain hormones and chemicals, which will actually enliven the body, will wake you up, will give you an energy boost. So get it done as soon as humanly possible. Top tip number 10. If you watch TV before bed, you want to turn the brightness down, or you want to use a filter. Now, some TVs, smart TVs will do this automatically. So I would have a check to see if your television does this. But there's something called Drift TV. It's essentially an orange filter. You can get it off Amazon for like 40 quid, something like that. It's essentially a filter that completely takes out the blue light from the screen. So let's say I go to bed at 9, maybe I watch 30 minutes of television at 7:30. I completely remove the blue light by using the orange filter. Now, like I say, a lot of smart TVs will automatically do this. If yours doesn't, then get a Drift TV. You just plug it in. You can turn on the orange filter. All the blue light will be immediately taken out. Now, you can't do this with phones. Don't ask me why. I am not technical enough to understand what the difference is. This works for televisions, not for mobiles or tablets, which is why we say on one of our top tips, avoid phones and tablets at least an hour before sleep, but turn down the brightness and use the orange filter. It's called Drift TV, or check if your TV already does it. So those are the top 10 tips. But the last thing that I want to mention is, it's not really a tip because it's just absolutely necessary, is look at your food. So you want to make sure you're not eating about 2 to 3 hours before sleep, because if you eat directly before sleep, your body can't go into deep restorative sleep because it's using all of its efforts to digest the food. So make sure you avoid eating minimum 2 to 3 hours before sleep, so that your body's not still digesting and actually working when it should be restoring and recuperating. But also look at the kind of foods that you're eating. You want to try and reduce inflammation. Inflammation in the body is a massive part of sleep and sort of bad quality sleep. Most people are highly inflamed because of the amount of toxins that they eat in terms of sugar, refined foods, wine. For me, I'm just like, if it's a whole food, awesome. If it isn't, I'm not so fussed, right? I can still enjoy things. I still have a takeaway. I'll still have a pizza. I'll still have a piece of cake. But it's not every day that I'm going to be eating processed. Whole natural foods that reduce inflammation. If you're really struggling to sleep well, your body's inflamed, and you've got to look at foods. So that's what we're going to be looking at in tomorrow's episode. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at what kind of foods can help you reduce that inflammation. But like I said, for today, we really just want to make sure that we've got those top 10 tips under wrapped, so that we can actually use them to not just improve the sleep quantity, but the sleep quality and our energy when we wake up. We want to feel refreshed. So if you do need any more help, like I said, make sure you email us at support@thehealthandfitnesscoach.co.uk. You book in a 15-minute discovery call where we get completely to grips with your goals and what you need to do to achieve them. The link is in the description. But also you can always, shoot me a message on social media. Let's have a chat. So in the meantime, have an amazing rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. And go get some good sleep. All right, bye. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you need any more information, help, or advice, or would like to book in a free discovery call to discuss your health, weight, and body shape goals and the best way to get you there, head to www.thehealthandfitnesscoach.com for more information and links to our social media, or message us at +44 77 69 69 0679, or email us at Rita, RITA, at thehealthandfitnesscoach.co.uk. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode. In the meantime, live, love, and learn.